2 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Europe at Valkenswaard. MX2 race 1, and it was Paul Jonas with his first foxhole shot of 2018, closely followed by his teammate Jorge Prado, and behind him the likes of Thomas Kjær-Olsen, David Puchis, Henry Jacobi with a great start on the number 29, and also Conrad Muse. Darian Sinai was out 17th on the opening lap, did not score points. All eyes were on the battle between the two Red Bull KTMs, though, as they started to pull clear of Thomas Kjær-Olsen on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. But a great start for the 193 of Jago Kietz. He got himself into 4th and would stay there till the flag. Hunter Lawrence thought he had the better of Puchis. Thought about it again when he hit the deck. He went from 6th to 14th and back to 6th by the time the checkered flag went out. It was a tough race for the Honda 114 Motorsports rider, Hunter Lawrence. The two KTMs got close, though, on more than one occasion. A little bit too close for Jorge Prado, but it was Conrad Muse who fell from 5th. He didn't lose any positions, not like the 46 of Puchis. Hunter Lawrence made that move on Henry Jacobi and then almost immediately went after Puchis and got himself into 6th with a handful of laps to go. That's where the Australian would finish, behind Conrad Muse and Jago Kietz. Kietz was immaculate in Moto number 1. The teenager still at school, riding for Khmer Yamaha, dug deep, and it was good enough for 4th overall in Moto number 1. Thomas Kjær-Olsen came home for 3rd on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, but it was Paul Jonas and Jorge Prado who were victorious. 1st and 2nd for the two Red Bull KTMs here in race 1. MXGP race 1. Tony Cairoli roared to his 3rd foxhole shot of 2018. Just behind him, Glenn Koldenoff, Tim Geiser, Jeremy Van Horbik, but Geiser got it wrong going into the next left-hander, lost a few positions, but Cairoli was up front, Van Horbik was 2nd. Herlings quickly got himself into 3rd. He made this pass on Van Horbik to go 2nd around about lap 6. He stayed there for about 4 laps. He gave chase to Tony Cairoli, who was starting to disappear, but then Cairoli was the first to blink. Made a mistake on the downhill, threw away the lead. Herlings duly accepted the invitation. Van Horbik was solid in Moto number 1 on that Monster Energy Yamaha. He came home in 3rd ahead of Max Anstey, but it was Herlings from Cairoli in race 1. MXGP of Europe, MX2 race 2, and once again it was the number 1 of Paul Jonas. Back-to-back foxhole shots for the Latvian. Again, his teammate was there in 2nd position. Muse made an early move on the 19 of Thomas Kjær-Olsen, and he was right there in 5th place in the early stages of the race. Henry Jacobi was in fine form. He got himself into 4th. He made a move on David Puchis to get himself into 3rd. He stayed there for almost half of the race, closely followed by the Huskies and the KTMs of Thomas Kjær-Olsen and Conrad Muse. But that was how close it was between the two KTMs. Jacobi fell from 3rd. He would not finish the race on the STC Racing Husqvarna. Jonas and Prado were at it all moto long. And despite opening up gaps and closing them again, it was Jonas who went on to win by 0.3 of a second. Jorge Prado was 2nd, Thomas Kjær-Olsen 3rd, Muse a great 4th, and Thomas Covington came home 5th ahead of Hunter Lawrence. And the overall was Jonas, Prado, Olsen, Muse and Covington. Championship now looks like this. Jonas unbeaten so far in 4 races. He continues to lead. Thomas Kjær-Olsen is 2nd, and he has extended his lead by 15 over Hunter Lawrence in 3rd. Next stop for these guys is Spain. Jonas continues to lead in MX2.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. It's nice to win first four motos of the season, and you know, it's also nice to have KTM 1 and 2, which is amazing. You know, the bike is really good, and huge thanks to Red Bull KTM Factory Racing Team, my trainer Hardy Everett, Willie Linden, my practice mechanic Gatis, and my race mechanic. Yeah, just all the team. You know, everyone who support me. It's hard work, and we'll keep improving for the next GPs.
MXGP race 2. Once again, it was Tony Cairoli looking across to the right to see where Jeffrey Hurlings was. He got nudged to the inside bank and squeezed by the two Rockstar Energy Husqvarnas of Anstey and Paulin, as Cairoli took his 4th Foxhole shot of the year. Geiser was better placed in 2nd. Van Horbeek was in there inside the top few positions as well. So too was Romain Fevre, but Geiser fell early on, down to 20th place. It wasn't the first time he would fall in race 2 either. Jeffrey Hurlings put the squeeze on Gauthier Paulin to go 3rd on lap 2, as Jeremy Van Horbeek had a high impact fall. He crashed from 11th and would not score points in the 2nd race. Once Hurlings got into 2nd, he had clear track, but couldn't do anything about Cairoli. Paulin, on the other hand, had other ideas. He guided his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna past Goldenhoff. That was going to prevent the top 3 KTM finish here at Valkenswaard. All of a sudden, with 3 laps to go, Jeffrey Hurlings found his way down the inside of Tony Cairoli. Cairoli then made a couple of mistakes, lost the toe, and it was Jeffrey Hurlings who went on to win Moto number 2. He also became the first Dutchman to win in the Premier class here at Valkenswaard. 50 points for the Bullet. Cairoli 2nd, Paulin 3rd with his first podium of 2018. Goldenhoff just missing out. And Hurlings now leads 6 points clear of Tony Cairoli to Sal, now 24 further back of Tony Cairoli. But it was a great day here for Hurlings. 8 wins now here at Valkenswaard. And of course, he continues to lead the championship in MXGP after 2 rounds.
I had some tough ones already. Once I had to get last escape brake, and that was a tough one. But this was a tough one. You know, came in 9 times, won 8, got 2nd once. You know, Valkenswaard been good to me so far. So I want to thank all the fans for coming out. It was so cold this weekend, but really appreciate it for everybody supporting me. And thank you guys. Also want to thank Red Bull KTM Racing Team, everybody out there in Austria working their butt out for me. Thank you, really appreciate that. And all my sponsors, thank you. And can't wait for next weekend.